I never thought I'd walk into my own house and feel like a stranger. But that's exactly what happened last summer when I got back early from that business trip out in Seattle. I'd bought this big old place in the hills of Oak Ridge Estates, paid cash 3 years back, thinking it'd be my quiet retreat from the world. And there she was, standing in my living room like she owned every square foot. Lisa from the neighborhood association, bold as brass, with her arms crossed in this smug little grin, like I'd interrupted her vacation. She freezes when I push the door open, wine glass in my hand from the long drive, and instead of backing off or apologizing, she hits me with, "You're not supposed to be here for another month. What are you doing barging in like this?" My eyes dart around, suitcases piled by the sofa, pizza boxes half-eaten on the counter, her laundry draped over the banister like it was her damn Airbnb. This wasn't some mix-up. She'd moved in, changed the locks, and from the sounds upstairs, she had guests paying to crash in my spare rooms. I could feel my blood heating up, that slow boil of disbelief turning to anger, but I kept it cool. Years in federal law enforcement teach you that much. Before I can even spit out a word, she's on her phone, dialing 911, yelling into it, "There's an intruder in my house. He's dangerous. Send someone quick." My house? Her house? It hit me then. This wasn't just squatting, this was a calculated grab, probably because I'd skipped a few of their petty meetings, and Lisa, with her iron grip on the association, saw me as the outsider who didn't play by their rules. Sirens wail up the driveway minutes later. 2 cop cars screeching to a halt, lights flashing like a bad movie scene. Lisa bolts outside, pointing at me wildly, tears streaming on cue. "Arrest him! He broke in! He's been threatening me for weeks!" The officers step in, cautious, one hand on their belts, and ask for my ID. I hand over my license, the deed, my keys, everything stamped and legit, while she snatches at the papers, screeching, "Those are fakes! He's a stalker! Check him out!" That's when something snapped inside me, not rage exactly, but this quiet resolve, like I'd been waiting for a moment to push back against bullies like her. I reach into my bag, pull out my badge, federal agent, the real deal, and her face drains white as a sheet. I lean in close, just for her ears. "You just called the cops on the wrong guy, Lisa." The lead officer spots the badge, does a double take, mutters to his partner, "Sir, you didn't say you were Fed. We'll sort this." Lisa stammers, "No, that's fake too. He's lying. He's obsessed with me." They turn to her then, all business. "Ma'am, show us your proof this is your place." She fumbles in her purse, waves this crumpled sheet, some association memo she'd scribbled herself, no stamps, no notary, claiming the house was now community property because I'd abandoned it. I almost chuckled. Abandoned? I'd been gone 3 weeks tops, but apparently, in her world, that meant open season for her little power trip, fueled by resentment over me not coughing up extra fees for their bogus upgrades. The cop shakes his head. "This ain't a deed, lady. It's junk." And then the real kicker. Footsteps creak upstairs, voices laughing. Turns out she'd turned my guest suites into a side hustle, renting to her association cronies for weekend getaways, pocketing cash while I was away. My gut twisted. This wasn't random. It was greed, plain and simple. Lisa leveraging her position to squeeze out folks like me who didn't bow down. The officer glances my way. "You pressing charges, sir?" Oh, you bet I was. I pull up my phone, tap into the security app, cameras I'd installed everywhere, and play back 2 weeks of footage. Lisa dragging in bags, throwing pool parties with booze flowing, even collecting envelopes at the door like a shady landlord. Her smirk crumbles, eyes wide in panic, as they slap cuffs on her. "Trespassing, fraud, unauthorized rentals, you're done." She thrashes, spitting venom. "You can't touch me. I run this neighborhood. You're nobody." I lean against the doorframe, calm as ever, and hit her with, "You thought you could crash in my pad rent-free. Enjoy the free stay somewhere else now." But just as they're hauling her to the car, tires squeal. A sleek black SUV pulls up, and out spill 3 suits. The association board, led by Elaine Thompson, the Queen Bee president, her husband Mark trailing with that oily confidence, and their sidekick, all marching like they owned the block. Elaine glares daggers at me. "What's going on here? Release our vice chair right now. This property's under association jurisdiction." Mark shoves a folder at the cops. "We've got the votes, the signatures. Bylaws say it's ours since he skipped town. Sue us if you want, but let her go." Lisa, cuffed in the back seat, perks up with that grin again. "See? Told you. They'll fix this mess. The officers flip through, frowning. These aren't notarized. Looks like forgeries. I can't hold back a laugh. Of course they were. Cooked up in some backroom scheme to muscle in on prime real estate. All because my house sat on the best lot, and they'd been eyeing it for community events to line their pockets. Elaine snaps, "You think you're smart? We control who lives here. You were meant to be out one way or another." That slip-up hangs in the air, her words dripping with the kind of entitlement that comes from years of unchecked power, twisting rules to favor their clique, extorting fines from neighbors who cross them. I step forward, voice steady. Meant to be out? Sounds planned. Interesting. Then I pull my ace. The real county deed, sealed and official, slamming it down like a mic drop. Unlike your fakes, this proves it's mine. No strings. The board bristles, Mark hissing, "We'll drag this to court. You don't know who you're messing with." I lower my tone just for them. "Oh, I do. And I tipped off internal affairs weeks ago about your fraud ring, phony rentals, extortion rackets, illegal grabs. They've been watching." Silence hits like a brick. Elaine's poise cracks. Lisa starts banging on the window, howling, "Don't let him win. This is our turf." But the facade's shattering, their little empire built on bullying and backdoor deals crumbling under the spotlight. Then headlights flood the drive. 2 black trucks roar in, doors flying open as a squad of private security jumps out, badges gleaming, hands hovering near holsters. Elaine lifts her chin, smug. "We don't rely on slow cops. Association's got its own team." The leader barks at me. "Step off the premises. This site's seized under our authority." Lisa cheers from the car. "Yeah, toss him out. Rough him up if needed." Tension spikes, real cops tensing up. Neighbors peeking from lawns with phones rolling, capturing every second. These goons fan out, trying to intimidate. But I stand firm, pulling my federal creds again, loud and clear. One touch, and it's assault on a Fed. Check your radios, boys. Your ops just got yanked pending investigation. The leader grabs his comm. Static crackles. Then the voice. "All units stand down. Licenses suspended. Federal probe active." Gasps ripple through the crowd. The guards deflate, backing away like scolded dogs. Elaine stammers, How did you—" I meet her eyes, deadpan. "I've been onto you for months. The scams, the threats, the way you prey on folks just trying to live quiet. Game over." As they drag Lisa away for good, her screams echoing into the night, the board slinks back to their SUV, tails tucked, the whole neighborhood frozen in stunned silence, phones still recording the mighty fall. It was surreal, watching their grip slip away, exposing how deep the rot went in what was supposed to be a tight-knit community. Made me think twice about trust, about how power corrupts even the smallest circles. But hey, justice hit hard that day. Left me wondering, though, if they'd learned anything. Or if this was just round one in some bigger neighborhood war. What do you think? Ever dealt with HOA drama like this, or seen folks twist rules for their gain? Drop a comment below. Share your stories, who's right or wrong here, or how you'd handle it. Hit like if you felt that satisfaction, subscribe for more real-life tales, and let's chat about making communities fairer.